Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. Dr. Shami says. From the shots of this beautiful weather, uh, let's start the series of videos about the MRCS. In the previous video I explained in detail about the MRCS exam. So in this video I'm gonna tell about a brief study plan uh, that would be based upon the time span you have got before the exam. Okay, so as I mentioned previously that it's advisable that if you are attempting some other exam like consider FCPS in Pakistan or any other exam that has got the similar syllabus layout, it's advisable that you might attempt this MRCS exam some 3 to 6 months after that exam, because in that case you won't be having that much of struggle in revising all the basic syllabus or course all over again. Okay, so yeah, there are the different scenarios. Let's suppose if you are doing some sort of job, then in that case it's advisable that you must at least keep some 5 to 6 months in plan of study. I mean, slowly with the job, if you have got some 4 to 5 hours study in a daily routine, that would be quite better, because it's all about the consistency, and the consistency that matters a lot in this preparation of this particular exam. Because if you study one day and then skip days, and then might study the other day and then skip days, in this way you might not be able to build some sort of momentum, and the preparation would be affected in that case. So just make a proper schedule and build the proper momentum, and you must keep in mind that it's gonna take a bit of struggle. You must plan this exam when you can definitely give 4 to 5 hours per day for the next minimum maybe some 3 to 5 months. That depends upon the individual circumstances. Some people might even be able to give some maybe 8 to 10 hours a day, but that basically varies. So it's up to you, the time span before how long you must apply for this exam. That definitely varies, but ideally you must give some 4 to 6 months for preparing this particular exam. That would be ideally better. So there are the different study materials, like EMRCS and the past test. I would be discussing those two in detail too. But first, if you have got the core background knowledge, then you might just go straight away with these I mean the study materials of the EMRCS or like this past test. But if you're lacking some basic knowledge, then it's advisable that you might have some background knowledge. But you can build the background knowledge by studying a book that is termed as the rough tray for MRCS. And this is basically quite a compact book, and it covers all of the basic syllabus for the basically there are the two papers of the MRCS Part A, the paper A and the paper B, or paper 1 or paper 2. The paper 1 will constitute all of the basic sciences, including anatomy, physiology, pathology, and few of the pharmacology. Even in the CMET MCQs might be there, but the major chunk of it would be anatomy and physiology. So your main focus must be on the anatomy and the physiology. And the book which I have told about, the RAF tray, that covers all of these basic knowledge in that basic detail which you would require for this exam. So if you want to refresh your knowledge, you must go through this rough tray book, and it's quite concise book, and it might take some maybe 3 to 4 weeks for you to study this one in good detail. So you can go through this rough tray, and apart from this you can use additional sources, like maybe if you want to strengthen your anatomy knowledge, you can go for the Short Snell or any other anatomy book, because this paper A is key to success would be the anatomy, because they are gonna give some 60 to 70% MCQs from this anatomy portion. So if your anatomy is strong, there is a really strong chance that ultimately you will be passing this MRCS part exam if your anatomy portion is strong. So your main focus must be on anatomy. So you must strengthen anatomy one way or the other by either rough tray or Snell or so on. So summarizing this, the rough tray is quite good enough if you want to refresh whole of your knowledge, and apart from rough tray you can make the notes, you can watch the lectures, the videos to strengthen your anatomy knowledge. Once you are done with the rough tray or the basic or you are having some basic knowledge, then you can proceed for the other QBank material like the EMRCS and the past test. So they're the different views. Both of these are the good material, but you can opt for the past test if you have got some compact 6 to 8 months, because the number of the MCQs in the past test and the detailing is a bit complex as compared to the EMRCS, because the EMRCS is like a bit easier, and basically the actual exam is I won't say that it's like EMRCS or it's like the past tests. It's a midway between both of these, and you might not be getting the actual like if someone has attempted the plab, you must know that those materials available for the plab were really helpful. The actual, even the exam, it felt that the actual exam was like the material from the plabable, but that's not the case in this MRCS exam. So you must keep that in mind while preparing for the exam, that if you are going through the either of the this QBank, you must keep that one thing in strongly in your mind, that's that the actual exam is not gonna be from these two QBanks, or even the actual MCQs might not be from these. Just these are just the QBanks to get you acclimatized with the sort of questions, with the sort of material you need to prepare for this exam. Okay, so before preparing and going through these materials, you must keep that in mind. If you are eyeing for this, that the MCQs are going to be from this, that you must change your notion in this regard. Okay, so I would definitely recommend and suggest again and again EMRCS, EMRCS, EMRCS. That is the best material which I found. That is, technically you can go through it with ease in maybe in a 3 months. Okay, if you go through like 20 30 MCQs starting per day, and it's quite in detailed explanation of those MCQs, and if something is wrong you can flag up and later study on. But it's I don't know now exactly how much MCQs they have got now, but there might be some maybe 2200 to maybe less than 2500, but it seems less, but it's not less. It's take a lots of effort, because when we are studying these in detail, you need to put a lot of effort to memorize each and everything. So just go through EMRCS, the multiple times. Firstly, it will take you 2 to 3 months, then in the second and the third revision you have to go through each and everything again and again and again and again, so you can get acclimatized with the not with the actual exam questions, but with the sort of questions they are going to ask you in the exam. So just summarizing this video, you can go for the rough tray. That is really good book for your this knowledge, refreshing your knowledge, and then you can go for the study material. In the upcoming videos I will be explaining the further things in detail. For time being, signing off, Dr. Hasham Tariq. Allah Hafiz.